We welcome you to a beautiful night in Horsham, Pennsylvania, and inside Hatboro-Horsham High School, where tonight we see Josie Shakespeare and the Trojans of Wissahickon coming to town to take on Paisley Lozier, Gabby Fisher, and the Hatboro-Horsham Hatters and PIAA Volleyball. As we welcome you upstairs, Ben Zollers, Dylan Stevens, and Mr. Stevens. The Hatters coming into the game with their best record in the last 4 years since 2021 of 10-2, 6-2 in league play. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's right. We talked to the coach, John King, right before the game, and he was very optimistic about his team, although he says there's a lot of room for improvement. The playoffs are coming up, first time in a couple years, so they want to start getting ready to get in that playoff mentality. So they're hoping for a win tonight.
Exactly. As we take a look at the American division standing, you see Hatboro-Horsham stands right in there at 6-2. Wissahickon down the list at 3-7. But on Friday night, the Hatters will travel to Upper Dublin to take on the Cardinals, who are currently ranked number 2 in the league, and PW with a record of 8-1, who's ranked number 1. As we take a look now at the coach John Young's 12th season as head coach with a record of 143 and 83. As we were just about set to get underway, and here we go. Chong, set by Lozier. Williams blocked. Williams again. Lozier and into the net. So first point will be awarded to the Trojans.
Yeah, those are the type of mistakes that John King is going to hope that the Hatters can get out of their system. Mm-hmm. He says that it's really themselves who are causing the mistakes that lead to frustration, which lead to losses. So they're going to try and get those types of mistakes out of their game early tonight.
Over Fisher with it. And here comes Bombas and can't make the play.
Yeah, back-to-back plays hitting the net. You can see the coach, John King, is already making it known to his players that that's not the type of play he wants to see. Hopefully they can tighten up on this next serve.
Fisher, Lozier, Williams again, and out of bounds. 3-0 Wissahickon.
Yeah, interesting. Getting better and better with every attempt here. Close, but not quite.
That's out here by Shakespeare. Chung, Lozier again, tips over the net, and the Hatters will have their first point of the night.
I love that. That was a clever move by number 31, Paisley Lozier. Just tricking the defense, thinking that she's going to set the ball for one of the pin players, but instead she flicks it over unbeknownst to them and scores the first point for the Hatters.
Here's Bombas. So that's it, out of bounds. So Hatters quickly behind 4-1 here in the early going.
That's
and
right.
Even talking about that game the other night, the Hatters won it in 5, but they said it was very mixed results each round, as Coach Young said.
Yeah, that's right. Best of 5 for the varsity players, so it's first to 3 sets, taking it to...
And that's it, out of bounds once again.
Taking it to 5 is something you don't want to do. If you're a dominant team, you want to get out of there quick and early.
Exactly.
But you see 6 points already, 6-7 points already, and 5 mistakes from the Hatters.
Yeah, more of that discipline thing that he was mentioning. A lot of energy, just how to control it pretty much. As there's Fisher and... Nice job at her, so 5-2 now.
Yeah, that's right. You're talking about momentum, and limiting the mistakes is something that's going to be big for the Hatters, and they got to keep their composure when the game gets tough. And this is a situation right now down 5-2 where they're going to try and push on from this moment.
Absolutely. There's Sammy Wigginton in the game for Leah Benejois. Picked up. Here comes the spike. Fisher again, and we're going to award the point to Wissahickon.
Appears to be a net infraction. Benoit Jean comes back into the game for number 10, Samantha Wigginton. Short cameo for her. Or in fact, sorry, Benoit Jean's out of the game now.
And Kira Lacey is in her place. And now Williams and Lozier will go out for Rachel King and Mia Samanik. Samanik now with the serve. Picked up. Shakespeare with it. That blocked. Shakespeare again. Over again. There's Chung. Fisher out of bounds.
Great job by Fisher there. Strong spike through the fingers of the defense. Earns Hatboro-Horsham another point.
Samanik, the serve, hooked up. Shakespeare, and now Chung with the chance. Over the net by King, kept in play. Back into the net, and that'll be point number 5 for the Hatters. As Carter could not get it done. Samanik again. And hit by Carter. Cross with Fisher. Hit by Lacey. Fisher again and into the net.
Yeah, that was probably a bit too much for Fisher, who did a good job to recover, but couldn't get back to her feet in time to set and jump and rise up for a spike. Results in another point for the Trojans at the expense of the Hatters hitting the net.
Another serve by Carter. Tipped off by Fisher. There's Chung with it. Now Rachel King knocks it over. Tipped up, kept in play. Carter again. Hit back over net. King with another move on it. And that'll be a point for the Hatters. Nice shot there by Kira Lacey.
Yeah, Kira Lacey using that height. It was kind of an awkward set for her, but with that kind of length, she was able to extend and just kind of get a little hop up in the air. But that was enough to get her hand up over the net and secure the point for the Hatters.
Fisher into the net. So 8-6, Trojans went out to the quick lead, and the Hatters have kind of found their way back, but we've seen a couple of mistakes so far that have cost them a couple of points. Now on the serve is Nesbarella. Samanik and tipped over the net by King. It was blocked. Stays in bounds. King hits it over again. Tipped up. There's Carter. And now blocked by Bombas. Try again. And it's kept in play. Very impressive effort. There's Carter. Up. Samanik. Bombas out of bounds.
That was a great rally by both teams there. Hatboro-Horsham standing tough against the pressure, but couldn't finish it.
Now the serve. There's Fisher, and miscommunication there between Samanik and King.
Yeah, something Coach King was trying to emphasize is when the mistakes start piling up, here comes a timeout. It looks like Wissahickon taking that as a little win, but as we were saying, Coach King was saying when the mistakes start to pile up, this team that only has is filled with a lot of juniors really needs to buckle down and really needs to be able to play under pressure. You can tell Coach King is getting frustrated with her performance here, trying to limit the mistakes. This is not the type of things that the coach wants to see coming into the playoffs. And this is a team, Wissahickon, that's been having a tough season. So this needs to be a comfortable win for a team that wants to go into the playoffs with a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So now there's a few seconds left in the timeout. And they'll look to get themselves back into this first game. Now the serve. Fisher hits it up. Samanik, King, kept in play. Nice play there by Lang, and now it's going to be the Hatters' point.
In comes Benoit Jean and Kylie Powers for the Hatters. Out comes Kira Lacey.
Now Kylie Powers will serve. And that is Inbounds. Hatters point.
Ace of a serve, landed on the line. Might not fault somebody for trying to leave that one, but clearly inbounds.
Picked up Lang. Carter. The cross on it is Powers. Semanik. John kept in and knocked out of bounds. Kept in play for the moment and into the net. Carter couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Wissahickon were almost able to salvage that one. Did a good job at keeping the ball in play after it looks like it was going to head towards the stands.
Powers to serve. Looked up and out of bounds again. Hatters tie the game.
Yeah, Kylie Powers with another great serve. Something that people might not realize is how flat her serves are. When the ball's coming without a lot of arc on it, it makes it even harder. You got to get even lower to get that ball up into the air. So very impressive serves by Powers so far.
Picked up by Lang. Out of bounds for the moment. Kept in play. Carter hits it back over. King there. Semanik. Jean and in again. Hatters take the lead for the first time tonight.
Now this is exactly what Coach John Young wants to see. The momentum has switched and is now firmly in the Hatters side. This is the time where they got to get in cruise control. They got to show their quality, their talent, and push on.
Kylie Powers. Hit up and over the net. Savannah can't get it. And Coach Young is not very happy.
Yeah, it's the little mistakes I think that they're trying to iron out, as we've said before. Back in comes Kira Lacey, as well as the libero, number 5, Kaylee Chung.
Let's see over there by Fisher. Bombas on it, hit over the net, kept in by Carter. No, back over the net. Semanik on it, and this time Benjaw tipped, kept in play again. A nice effort there. The Trojans on defense. Fisher, set by Semanik, and then the spike by King, and it's good. 12-11 Hatters.
That's right, Rachel King just getting the ball up and over the net. Just barely. The bounce coming off the top of the net was enough to throw off the defense as it lands softly in Trojan territory.
Now on the serve is King. Kept up. There's Carter. And Chung is going to hit it out of bounds.
I can imagine that might be a rare mistake from the libero, number 5, Kaylee Chung. Usually the players, the libero position, which wears the different colored jersey, usually known for their defensive capability. So that's definitely something that a coach doesn't want to see their libero doing a defensive mistake like that.
And Shakespeare checks in for Wright. Serve from Shakespeare. Hit by Chung. There's Lozier. Lozier tipped over and in. They'll give the Hatters a point on that, and it's 13-12.
Very smart by Benoit Jean. When you're a player with her size who can really get up and hit the ball hard, sometimes sending it over softly can wrong foot the defense and result in an easy point just like that.
Hit up. Now on it, that's Barella into the net. And that's going to be 14-12 Hatters, a 2-point lead. Served by Bombas. Hit up, way out of bounds. Knocked back over the net. Chung in there for the save, set by Lozier, and now the spike by Fisher. Kept in play and spiked into the net. Hit up again and tipped back over. Still going. Great effort from both sides. There's Chung again. Lozier. Fisher. Kept in. Nesbarella. Shakespeare and way out of bounds from Carter. And it's 15-12 Hatters. Crowd's really started to come alive.
Yeah, that was a great rally. Way to stay alive by the Hatters. Let Wissahickon do the job for them and wait for them to make a mistake.
Served by Bombas. Kept in by Shakespeare. Now Carter tipped over, and Lozier can't get there in time. Now the serve. Way out of bounds. And Kellen Degnan will give the Hatters another point. So
in comes Lacey and Wigington for the Hatters.
Wigington on the serve. Hit up. Now there's Shakespeare, hits it high. Carter. And now the set. Lozier. Fisher. Blocked. Kept in play by Wigington. Now Sky Williams with it. Still kept in play. He makes a save there. And another point for the Hatters. 17-13. Serve again by Wigington. Picked up, and Shakespeare will keep it in bounds. Carter hits back over across the net. There's Lozier, sets up Fisher, and yet another point for the Hatters. And all of a sudden, they have the 18-13 lead.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum shifting. Hatboro-Horsham looking to finish this set off.
Wigington on the serve. Hit it up by Lang. Kept in by Shakespeare. Carter hits it back over. And now Lozier has to tip it. No, Lacey is going to, but she ran into the net, so they're going to penalty on point 4, I should say, the Trojans. So
here comes Benoit Jean and Chung for the Hatters.
Served by Lang. And a miscommunication there. Bombas and Chung. And they're going to put in.
Here comes number 2, Eunice Chung. The freshman. And she's right into it.
Yep. Now Fisher tapped in. Carter again. Now Esparella fires over the net. Fisher, the tip, and out of bounds.
Bit too cute that time. Looks like Eunice Chung got introduced to the game immediately. There in the back row of the Hatters defense. She saw the ball come right at her just after coming on.
Caitlin Lang now.
The
serve. There's Lozier to Lacey, and out of bounds. 19-16. Hatters keep building the momentum.
In comes Samamic, Bombas, and King for the Hatters.
First time Lozier has seen the bench today. Picked up and blocked. Tap number 2 for Wissahickon. Carter over the net. Samanik, Chung, Fisher, now Lang, Shakespeare coming in. And the Hatters keep it alive there. King, sitting over the net. Now looking for the spike. Tipped, and Chung can't get to it. And they're going to put in Carolyn Ward. Mia Samanik. And now on for the serve is Nia Carter. Low. With it there's Ward. Tipped up by King. Back over the net. Carter setting it up, and Nesbarella can't make the play. Here's Fisher, way out of bounds, and it's 20-17. Hatters looking to close out game one.
Yep, 5 more points to go. Number 23, Carolyn Ward, came into the game like a bat out of hell there. Was running around the court and was able to influence the play and getting the ball back up and over to the other side. Credit to her for the hustle.
Fisher. Low serve. Stepped up, there's Nesbarella, blocked. Now,
got the Hatters bench excited.
Here's Fisher. Low serve right into the net. 21-18. Now on to serve, Nicole Nesbarella. Bombas. Ward. King. 22-18. Another successful spike by the Hatters. Definitely one of their strong suits. And all the power that Rachel King brings does not make it any easier for Caitlin Lang and the Trojans defense.
Yeah, speaking of offense, Leah Benoit-Jean comes back into play, as well as Kylie Powers, who's on the ball right now.
Powers to serve, and out of bounds. 22-19.
Yep, two more mistakes from the Hatters, keeping the Trojans in this. 3 points away from winning the set.
Now the serve. Bombas there, right on top of Fisher. Ward, King, and the Hatters are within 2.
That's impressive placement on the spike from King. Across her body. Making the defense work for it, getting low. 2 points away.
King. Now Carter tipped, and Ward keeps it in play, and it was over the net. Puts it in. Now Lejean still in. Great effort there by the Trojans. There's Chung. King with the set, and Bomb's gonna hit it over. Chung again. Carolyn Ward. Mackenzie Bombas, and it's another point for the Hatters. They are within 1, 24-19.
Yeah, those are the types of points that the Hatters really need to work on, trying to get those rallies. The deeper they go into the rallies, coach wants them to take control of the game, be calm, be collected, and in the end they'll be able to eke out more points.
Serve there by Rachel King. Nia Carter. And Chung can't make the play. Nice job there by Callie Wright.
In comes number 5, Josie Shakespeare, the freshman, who's going to serve this ball up for Wissahickon. Sky Williams and Paisley Lozier enter for the Hatters. With 1 point left before the end of the set, the Hatters can get it.
Served by Shakespeare. Hit up by Chung. Lozier for the win. Kept in by Carter. Shakespeare again. Back across. There's Chung, Lozier, Williams. It's set over the net by Carter. Lozier. Bombs has got it. Still kept in. Excellent effort there by Lang. But it doesn't matter. And the Hatters take game 1, 25-20. We'll be right back in just a moment for the start of game number 2. Don't go anywhere.
HHTV is your network for what's happening in Hatboro-Horsham. In collaboration with a team of students and staff, HHTV is dedicated to covering events around the district like Crooked Billet Day and the District Art Show, as well as providing Hatboro-Horsham School District with invaluable information and PSAs like the Hat Chat Minute. HHTV is where student voices are amplified and news is provided from a Hatboro-Horsham perspective. Watch our live broadcasts on Comcast Channel 28 or Verizon Channel 33, as well as the HHST YouTube channel. And follow us on Instagram and X to stay up to date with everything that HHTV is capturing. HHTV, informing, educating, and entertaining the Hatboro-Horsham community. HHTV is the place for students who are interested in careers in media production. From on-camera performance and live broadcast production to video editing and filmmaking, HHTV provides students with all sorts of opportunities to hone their skills and prepare for college education in media. Students are at the center of all of our productions, giving our club members the ability to amplify the voices of students across the district. Produce a segment to air live on YouTube in our variety show program Under the Hat, or work on set in front and behind the cameras producing a live broadcast for your community like Red and Black and seasonal concert performances. At HHTV, we are looking for motivated, creative students with diverse perspectives. The productions are in your hands, so join today by emailing club advisors Mr. Anderson or Mr. Burchick. Or you can visit us during Lunch and Learn in room D210 at the high school. We look forward to seeing you soon.
And we're back now for game number 2. The Hatters took game 1, 25-20, and we take a look at our programming schedule. On October 7th, 7 p.m., we have boys soccer against Quakertown at the stadium, as well as at the stadium on October 15th, girls soccer against Wissahickon, and also against the Trojans on the 17th. We have our football team will be looking to get a win. Now let's start at game number 2. The Hatters got down early in game number 1, but then took control at about the 10-point mark, made some mistakes which prolonged it a bit, but ultimately got the win and did a very nice job. So we'll see if they can keep the momentum going here in game number 2.
Yeah, that's right, Ben. It seems to be going just as Coach Young predicted. Some mistakes from the Hatters that cost them plenty of points. But in the end, their composure and their quality was able to keep them above Wissahickon for the first set. On the floor for the Hatters, we have number 20, Mackenzie Bombas to serve, number 31, Paisley Lozier, as well as Kylie Chung, the libero, number 11, Sky Williams, as well as Benoit Jean, and I believe Kylie Powers out there as well.
Start of game number 2. We're underway. Carter tips it. There's Lozier to Chung. Williams. Hatters take the first point. Now here's Bombas on the serve. Hits the net and over.
Yeah, that's the type of thing you can't teach right there. You'll take the role every day of the week, but can't plan on that happening every time.
Bombas. Another good serve. Saved there by Lang. Picked up. Back over to Chung. To Lozier. To Benoit. And the Hatters make it 3-0. Now Bombas on the serve once again. Hit in there by Nesbarella. Now Shakespeare kept in by Chung and over the net, but out of bounds. A nice effort there by her to save it, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to fault Chung for that one. She gets down there and dirty as the libero, but can't win them all.
Out of bounds. 4-1 Hatters.
Chung and Bewanjean sit down. Wissahickon comes in to serve.
Wissahickon the serve. Hit up. And blocked, but it goes over the net. There's Lozier. And now Williams tips it over. Kept in by Lang. And whistle blows. And the point's going to be given to the Trojans. Official says ran into the net. So it's 4-2. No, or not. They're going to say never mind. And 4-1. They're going to just redo that. And now Coach Mitchell having a talk with Nia Carter to ask official what the deal with that was. And now we have a powwow. So he's talking to Bombas and Carter. Now the four of them are discussing whether the Hatters ran into the net or not on the play. I mean, either she did or she didn't. We don't have a replay to tell you that for sure.
Yeah, the pole and the padding are out of play. So they cannot be influenced or have any influence or impact on the swing or the ball when it is played. So I have a feeling it had something to do with the protective padding there when Williams went up to spike.
Wissahickon out of bounds. We'll say in. I'll give the point to the Hatters.
Yeah.
Now with it, Wissahickon would serve, but timeout is called.
Yeah, seems like Wissahickon needed a chance to recoup here. Coach Mitchell for them is talking about how this has been a tough season for them. Expectations were set high at the beginning of the year, not quite met. But going forward, they got a young team, and they just got to set the example, got to set the standard, and hopefully they can live up to it and claw this one back for Wissahickon.
Timeout ends. And now here's Wissahickon on to serve. 5-1 Hatters. In game 2, they won game 1 25-20 if you're just joining us. Wissahickon. Another nice serve. Kept up by Shakespeare and Nesperella with the spike.
Great job by
And it's
Wissahickon.
5-2.
Back in comes the libero for Hatboro-Horsham and right into the game.
Chung, the Lozier to Fisher, blocked. So again, and
Didn't get over the net.
it will give the point to the Trojans. Hooked up, Fisher to Lozier. Fisher again. Nice save there by Lang. Kick back over, and the Hatters will take the next point. 6-3.
Yeah, I think the spin on that ball made it look like it, or the path flight of the ball made it look like it was going over, but I think the spin kind of brought it back unexpectedly on Wissahickon there. They weren't prepared.
Manic kept in for the moment. And now spike by Carter blocked. Tip back by Lacey, and Lacey on it again. She's right there with Fisher. Kept in, and Chung can't save it. 6-4. Trojans staying in the game.
Those tall players up front, the spikers, are your first line of defense there, and when they can't get up there and block that ball, it leaves the libero kind of in no man's land. She's got more space to cover.
Picked up by Chung. There's Fisher. Bombas. And it's kept in, and they're going to give that point to the Hatters.
Yeah, it looked like number 32, Anya Carter, touched the ball twice in a row, which is an infraction.
And that'll be another good serve. 8-4 Hatters.
Great serve by Fisher there. Just got it over the net, barely skimming the top.
Serve by Fisher. Picked up, out of bounds. Mistake there that time by Wright.
Yeah, interesting there. I'm not sure if that was an intention of Fisher there to kind of float that one a little more. She's been sending a lot of flat serves over, and that one kind of wrong-footed the defense there.
Fisher not even into that. I went under it.
Yeah, definitely didn't mean that one.
It'll be 9-6. Or 9-5, excuse me. Now there's Barella on the serve. Kept in by Fisher. Semanik, Bombas. And another good spike by the Hatters. 10-5, Hatboro-Horsham.
Here comes number 1, Kylie Powers, as well as Benoit Jean back into the game for the Hatters. Hatters looking to put their foot down.
And to the net.
And instead of hitting the gas, they hit the brakes.
10-6, and Powers going to come right back out for Lacey. Good serve there by the Trojans. Picked up Semanik. Tipped over by Najwa, kept in play. There's Carter, and blocked. Tipped up again. Carter's going to hit it back. Fisher keeps it in for the Hatters. Semanik, King, still in. A really impressive effort. And will hit the net, and the Hatters will take the next point, 11-6.
Yeah, Wissahickon their own worst enemy that time. Another ball that looks like it could have landed on either side of the net, but they got to be more vigilant. They got to be prepared for that type of thing if they want to keep themselves in this match.
Here's King. Picked up. Across. Semanik, and Benoit, and it's 12-6 Hatters.
Yep. Clever again by Benoit Jean. Now this looks more like a team that has confidence, a team that's rolling, keeping their composure, keeping the pressure on Wissahickon, and it's paying off at this moment.
Served by King. Taken in there by the Trojans. Still in, there's Fisher to Bombas. He can't find it. Semanik. Fisher is going to hit it over. Lang, and tipped. And it went over the net. It'll be 12-7.
In comes Williams and Lozier for the Hatters.
The hit there is Chung to Lozier. Benoit kept in there by Lang. And now here's Carter. Kept in by Chung. Lozier Williams. A great effort by the Trojans, and Fisher slipped, and it's going to be 12-8.
Wissahickon putting together some good attacks here. Hatboro-Horsham trying their best to hold strong on defense, but Wissahickon have found their way through more than a couple times here.
Great spike there by Bombas. 13-8 Hatters. Bombas. By Carter. It's set by Shakespeare. It's tipped by Williams, and it stays on the Trojan side. And the point will go to the Hatters. And now here is Bombas. The serve. It's a good one. Right to Lang once again. And that is where most of them end up. There's Carter right into the net. 15-8, and the red and black take a 7-point lead. Game 2.
Number 26, L. Coughlin comes in for Wissahickon, sitting Naomi Malaska down, sophomore.
Bombas. Tipped up, out of bounds. It's an 8-point Hatters lead.
Yeah, it's hard not to like when you're racking up the points like this, but I gotta say, if you're a team that's looking to come into the playoffs, looking to work on things, playing against a team where you can't even really get into a rhythm of a back and forth might actually hurt the Hatters in the long term if they can't work on the kind of stability that they want to put back into their game.
Bombas. It's kicked up. There's Shakespeare to Carter. Put up again by Bombas. The set by Lozier. Now Gabby Fisher. And it'll be hit by Chung. That was going out of bounds. Fisher again. And that'll be out of bounds. It's going to be the Trojans' point. The mistake by Chung cost the Hatters a point.
Yeah, perhaps a bit too eager there from Chung. She's been all over the place today, doing great on the defensive end, but might have made a better decision if she let that one go. Results in a spike that didn't quite hit the mark for the Hatters, resulting in more points for the Trojans.
Kicked up by Chung. To Lozier. It's tipped over the net. No one's there. Paisley Lozier gets lucky.
I love that. I wouldn't even say that's luck. I think that's just a smart play there. Wissahickon are trying to deal with the pressure from Hatboro-Horsham, who are really pouring it on, and that's when you catch them sleeping. They're expecting it to come at them in a hard spike, and instead they get a lofted little dink that finds them on their heels.
Here is Wigginton. Hit from way out of bounds and into the net. 18-9.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Looked like number 26 for Wissahickon, L. Coughlin, wasn't really ready to return that one. Ended up screwing up the defense. Number 25, Molly Harrington, the junior, coming in for Hatboro-Horsham. Number 10, Samantha Wigginton, the senior, here for the serve.
Hit up there by Degden. With it, and Barella into the net again. 20-9 or 19-9 Hatters. And they're in firm control of game 2. Now Wigginton for the serve once more. Hit up. Running in with Shakespeare. Nice to Yang, and Wigginton can't make the play. 19-10.
I think Wissahickon might have got let off easy there. Looks like their communication is kind of breaking down a little bit. They look a little bit discombobulated on the offensive end, but with a little bit of luck, they were able to find their way through the Hatters defense, which is trying to lock down second game win.
And Lang hit up. There's Lozier, and Another spike by Lacey. 20-10. Hatters on top of the Trojans.
Yeah, that's placement over power right there. Very clever by Kiera Lacey. In comes Samamic and King for the Hatters. Samamic, the junior, here to serve.
Samanic. Serve, it goes to Lang again. Shakespeare, Desperella, hipped up, Chung on it, and now Rachel King. Second attempt is out of bounds, and it's 21-10 Hatters.
Yeah, a bit too much mustard on that one. Do want to give credit to the libero, Caitlin Yang, the sophomore for Wissahickon there, trying to keep her team in this on the defensive side, giving them the opportunity to go for more points. Off the mark on that one, though.
Here's Samanic. Hit up. Running in there is Shakespeare. You want to talk kidding about the communication breaking down. Bombas. This ball goes back. King's going to have to hit it over, and it's going to go into the net.
Yeah, you're right. You can really just see the difference between the two teams here. One team, Hatboro-Horsham, on their way to the playoffs, trying to work on the little things, on the intangibles, and on the kind of cohesion in their team, whereas Wissahickons just trying to stay afloat here as the Hatters pull away.
And Carter. And then miscommunication there, and the Hatters offensively hit the net. Fisher's going to tip it over, and it's going to go way back, and Lang can't do anything with it. It's just going to go out of bounds, and the Hatters are going to get another point. The mistake there by Bombas and Chung. This is not the first time they've done that tonight. Will not cost them. I think it's really quiet in here.
Coach Young looking to make a sub. Gets the bench excited. Here comes the senior, Maddie Saxon. She's going to serve it up.
Maddie Saxon in the game for the first time today. On the serve. It's a good serve. There's Carter. And into the net. It was tipped over anyway by Hatters. It's 23-11.
Yeah, Wissahickon.
Callie Wright couldn't make the play.
Wissahickon looks a little bit out of whack. Anya Carter, one of their taller players there, having to set up.
Saxon again. Hooked up. Out of bounds. Carter hits it nowhere. Into no man's land. 24-11, and this is game point.
Maddie Saxon with the hot hand here. Wonder if she can't finish it off. In the last point of this set for the Hatters, if they can win it, or in this game if they can win it.
Served by Saxon, out of bounds, and Trojans stay alive for the moment.
Yeah, commentators curse there. I'm sorry, Maddie.
Not the first time, won't be the last. Now the serve by Nesperella. Chung, it's up. Samanic, hit across and out of bounds by Lacey. 24-13.
Not time to get nervous just yet for the Hatters.
Serve, Chung's got it. Samanic, Hatters looking to finish it off. It's King, and it's kept in. Carter, and hit way out of bounds. Bombas tries to save it. Saxon will hit it back over. Carter sets up another spike, and Degnan hits it into the net, and Hatters take game two, 25-13. And we will be right back for the start of game three. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Hatters Volleyball on HHTV.
HHTV is your network for what's happening in Hatboro-Horsham.
In collaboration with a team of students and staff, HHTV is dedicated to covering events around the district like Crooked Billet Day and the District Art Show, as well as providing Hatboro-Horsham School District with invaluable information and PSAs like the Hat Chat Minute. HHTV is where student voices are amplified and news is provided from a Hatboro-Horsham perspective. Watch our live broadcasts on Comcast Channel 28 or Verizon Channel 33, as well as the HHST YouTube channel. And follow us on Instagram and X to stay up to date with everything that HHTV is capturing. HHTV, informing, educating, and entertaining the Hatboro-Horsham community. HHTV is the place for students who are interested in careers in media production. From on-camera performance and live broadcast production to video editing and filmmaking, HHTV provides students with all sorts of opportunities to hone their skills and prepare for college education in media. Students are at the center of all of our productions, giving our club members the ability to amplify the voices of students across the district. Produce a segment to air live on YouTube in our variety show program Under the Hat, or work on set in front and behind the cameras producing a live broadcast for your community like Red and Black and seasonal concert performances. At HHTV, we are looking for motivated, creative students with diverse perspectives. The productions are in your hands, so join today by emailing club advisors Mr. Anderson or Mr. Burchick. Or you can visit us during Lunch and Learn in room D210 at the high school. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Back now for Game 3. Hatters just took Game 2 and are looking to close out here against the Trojans. So you take a look at the highlights of the last game.
Yeah, Coach John Young here was trying to make a point to emphasize that this is a team going into the playoffs, so they're going to try and push on. You can see here a couple defensive mistakes from Wissahickon, as you can see there in that first highlight. But you gotta admit that Hatboro-Horsham clearly looks like a quality team, clearly looks like a team that's ready to go. That was a clever flick there. Things like that, just getting themselves over the line with their talent and with their quality. Here's the save from Saxon. Yeah, what a play that is to keep it in bounds. And of course, again, it's Wissahickon who are their own worst enemy, but you got to give credit to Hatboro-Horsham for the tenacity they're showing, for the confidence they have, because you can clearly see it from their performance. New libero here coming in. Kendall Mariano sets up shop in the middle of the Hatters defense.
And we just go down for the start. Wissahickon will serve. Begin the game on the serve, more specifically, and Carter. And the whistle. We are underway in Game 3. Hit by Bombas. Lozier saves it. Bombas tries to hit it over again. Kept up by Carter. And now on it is Lang. Hit back across. Sky Williams in again, and it's hit the net. So it'll be a point for the Trojans.
Good start, though, from the Hatters as far as the energy goes.
Carter on the serve again. Hit up. Lozier. There's Waugh. Good save there by Carter. Lang, and then hit back across. There's Fisher to Lozier. Benner's-Waugh. And that'll be inbounds. Mariano hits it up. There's Bombas into the net. 2-0 Trojans.
Not enough. You can see Wissahickon really getting excited on that one. It's a new set, or new game. They're up 2-0 going into this one. They're going to try and keep that energy up. See if they can't steal one.
Picked up by Bombas. And Lozier. Hit by Mariano. Hit over again by Wright. Mariano. Bombas. It's looking was Lang, but Nesbrella is able to get on it. Fisher. Lozier. Williams. And it is out of bounds.
Back on track for the Hatters there.
Hatters on the board. Bombas a serve. It is low. Kept in there by Degnan. Hit back across. Bombas gets to it. There's Lozier. And that'll be out of bounds. Fisher couldn't get to it in time. Not that it would matter anyway. It was over the net. And it's 3-1 Trojans. Service underway, and Moreno can't get to it in time. It's out of bounds. 4-1 Trojans with the early lead, just like we saw in the first game. Hatters made a couple mistakes early.
Yeah, it is looking familiar. Maybe you could chalk that up to Kendall Mariano just getting into the game as a libero. She's not as into it as everyone else on the team is. Maybe she's just got to catch up.
Nesbrella into the net, 4-2.
Here she comes out of the game. In comes number 10, Samantha Wigington, as well as number 27, Kiera Lacey. And out comes Benoit Jean and the libero, Kendall Mariano, as I mentioned.
Wigington on for the serve. Picked up, way out of bounds. Kept in. Carter back over the net to Lacey. Lozier, the set, the spike by Fisher, and it's out of bounds. Good effort there by Carter, but ultimately she could not get the job done, and it's 4-3.
Yeah, that was a powerful strike by the Hatters. You wouldn't want to stand in front of that one. Very brave effort by Carter.
Wigington. Kept up. The spike high in the air. Lozier to Lacey, and the hit. And that'll be Hatters' point. The game is tied.
Yeah, the Hatters are just starting to hum now. You can see Coach Young wanted them to get into a rhythm, wanted them to control the game. And it looks like they're getting to their spots now. Getting that ball high up in the air, giving themselves time to execute.
Wigington. Hit up, and now he can't make the play. The Hatters have the lead for the first time of the game.
Yeah, and it becomes more apparent what I was saying when facing a team like Wissahickon, who's having a bit of trouble this season with their communication, with their execution.
Wigington now on the serve. Picked up, and right. Makes a nice play there. Wigington couldn't get to it with a dive, and they were tied at 5.
Back in is the libero, Mariano, in the red top for Hatboro-Horsham. As the libero for Wissahickon serves it up.
Lozier. Now Fisher, and it was tipped by Degnan, and 6-5 Hatters just goes out of bounds.
In comes Samamic to serve, as well as senior Rachel King for the Hatters.
Kuzmanik. Picked up. Carter. And now right. Mariano. Fisher. Kept in again. It's going to go out of bounds. And just another mistake there by the Trojans, and it's 7-5.
Hatters starting to pull away now. Really going to see what Wissahickon are made of if they want to stay in this one.
Semanik to serve. Picked up. Degnan with it. There's Lacey. Tips it back to Bombas to Gabby Fisher. Kept in again by Helen Lang. And that's going to hit over. Lacey tries to block. Doesn't work. And it's 7-6.
Yeah, they gave it to Wissahickon there. Against the run of play. Looks like nearly every time it looks like two players on Wissahickon are about to collide into each other when that ball's in the air. They really got to work on their spacing and their timing. Can't keep relying on mistakes or easy rolls.
Mariano. Now Fisher too far out of bounds. And we're tied once again. Mariano on it, and it's out of bounds.
Yep, tough again for the libero.
Right, Fisher. Back over the net to Spike. And they're going to give him the point on it. To me, that looked like it was out of bounds, but anyway, it's now 9-7. The Trojans with a 2-point lead. Coach Young not very happy about that.
Definitely not. You can tell by the body language now. Momentum is starting to swing back into Wissahickon's favor. They got a 2-point lead. They got the serve here. Let's see how Hatboro-Horsham reacts.
Serve by Shakespeare. Pretty close to the line. Fisher has to run in. Now Shakespeare again. Hit by Degnan. Kept in by Fisher. It was Manic. And tipped over the net. It's kept in bounds. It was Lacey. And Hatters can't get to it. Fisher fell back. Manic stepped too far back. And it's 10-7. The Hatters starting to find themselves in big of a hole here. And they're only digging it deeper with each play.
Yeah, Coach Young wants to make a change. Carolyn Ward, the junior, comes in.
Set by Ward, tipped over by Lacey, kept in there by Lang. Now hit again, hits the net. King can't get to it. It's 11-7 Trojans. And they're going to send Molly Harrington in there. Out comes Lacey.
Yeah, now it's time to see what Hatboro-Horsham are really made of. Playing against some adversity now.
Mariano. They're a bit faster than expected, and King's going to hit it into the net. And it is 12-7 Trojans. The Hatters needing to get their act together quickly here before this gets too out of hands. Down 5 now all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be
after leading by 3. Now the serve. Tipped by Fisher to Ward to Harrington and into the net again. And I don't know what's happening here, but it is not good.
Yep, giving themselves a mountain to climb, the Hatters are. I'm confident they can do it, but it's going to take a lot of... It's going to have to clean up their act if they want to make that happen.
Absolutely. Now the serve. Mariano to Ward to King. Captain. Now there's Carter. Degnan hit by Bondis to Ward again. Who's got it? Fisher tipped over the net. They keep it in bounds, and finally the Hatters have a point. There's a lot of enthusiasm there from the crowd.
Yeah, not great execution by Wissahickon there, but not for lack of trying. You can tell they've been energized by that little spurt they had of scoring.
Fisher hit by Lang, and Trojans can't get to it, 13-9. And the Hatters have 2 straight points. Can they now to come back? Now here's Fisher. The serve. And Carter tries to keep it in. They're going to need a long hit. They're going to get it. Fisher can't get there. There's Ward. And Bonas is going to be out of bounds. 14-9. A fantastic effort there by Carter.
Yeah, that's right. That is an impeccable save. First, a defensive mistake that gets the ball in the air, spinning away from the Hatboro-Horsham side. What an effort to put that back in.
Out of bounds. Now to get that point right back. 14-10.
Here comes Natalie Lynn for the first time for the Hatters. She's going to serve this one up. Benoit Jean also coming in. Let's see what the senior has here. What she's got in the locker.
Lynn on the serve. Inbounds, and a nice job by Natalie Lynn. 14-11. Hatters now down by 3.
And she pulls out an ace.
Now Natalie Lynn again. Serve once more. Picked up by Lang. Have to get it back over. It'll be out of bounds, and it's 14-12, and the Hatters are within 2.
Yeah, you thought Lightning was going to strike twice again, but couldn't make it happen. That's a really tough play, running away from the opponent's side, trying to get the ball up and back over your shoulder.
Good effort, but nothing comes of it. Speaking of good efforts, another good serve there by Lynn. He tipped over, out of bounds, 14-13. The Hatters coming back within 1. And now timeout called by the Trojans.
That's right, almost tied up now. Trojans were really riding that momentum, really taking advantage of the moment. You know, it's a tough atmosphere, tough place to go against a good team. But let's see what they got after this timeout. Going to take a look at the Hatters' remaining schedule here. On October 3rd, they're at Upper Dublin. On October 7th, they're home against New Hope Salisbury. On October 8th, home against Souderton. On the 9th, Cheltenham at home. And on the 13th, they're at home against Plymouth Whitemarsh. And they finish up the regular season on the 15th of October at Abington. Yeah, 2 tough opponents that they still have to face this year, Upper Dublin and Plymouth Whitemarsh, and then, of course, rounding out the year with a rivalry game against Abington. That's a volleyball-specific rivalry for Hatboro-Horsham, but I'm sure it'll be an exciting game.
13-14, Lynn the serve once again looking to tie it up. Lang falls to her knees, hit it, and now coming in is Wright. Lynn's got it again, set by War. Banerjois, the spike, and it's kept in by Lang. Great effort there. Hit back over, Fisher's got it. Ward sets again to King. He's going to tip it over. And just an excellent effort by both sides. It's knocking the net, and it's 15-13. The Trojans extend the lead, and now Lynn's going to come out for Harrington. Or not.
Yeah, it looks like Mariano the libero and the red tops back in for Hatboro-Horsham. She's right back into the game.
Powers and Ward can't get to it. 16-13. Trojans inching closer to 25.
Yeah, Wissahickon really wants to make this one interesting.
King back over. That's going to be hit high. Kept in play. Banerjois. Set by Ward. Banerjois again tips it over. And Carter can't get to it. 16-14. Rachel King will serve. Powerful serve by King. Back over. So she's got it. She does. And now Carter, a great spike. And 17-14. So King and Ward are going to come out of the game, and Lozier and Williams back in.
Yeah, Wissahickon really making this one difficult. After the first 2 games they won, thought maybe they would use that momentum to finish them off really easily in the last game, but
Serve hits the net.
it ain't so. Yeah, we did mention to the coach before the game of Wissahickon that this game is going to be broadcast on HHTV, so I wonder if that has an influence, inspiring their comeback that is in the process.
Here's. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all I got.
Here's Bombas on the serve. One of these days. Clarification. The scoring table from the official. The Hatters are looking to take the lead back after being down for a while now. And a nice serve there by Bombas. It was low, barely scraped the top of the net.
Yeah,
Carter wasn't able to get it. Or,
Right.
excuse me, Right.
Right, that's what I was talking about earlier. Those flat serves, they don't have a lot of arc. You really got to get down and deep underneath of them to get them back up in the air. It makes it real difficult.
Bombas again on the serve. There's Carter. Now Right. Out of bounds.
Yeah. Way to leave it by Mariano, the libero there. Supposed to be leading the line on defense. She was clever enough to leave that one. It's the flight.
Hatters now have it tied up. Here's Bombas. Another low serve, and Trojans once again cannot do anything about it. And the Hatters have taken the lead back.
In comes number 19, Deanna Yuan, for Wissahickon for the first time.
Served by Bombas, hits the top of the net and gets over. Able to make a play there was Coughlin, excuse me. And now with it, Fisher. It's tipped. And they're going to give that point to the Trojans. 18-18. Out of bounds.
And now number 27, Kara Lacey, as well as Samantha Wigington, the senior, is about to serve for the Hatters.
Wigington to serve again. Tipped up. She's got it again. Ward the set. The spike by Fisher. And the Hatters take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, it's time to show that killer instinct for the Hatters. 5 points now. Looking to end the set and end the match tonight. And it's strong going into Upper Dublin.
Wigington to serve again. Picked up, out of bounds, 21-18, and the Hatters are 4 away from closing out the match. Wigington, low serve. Now with it, out of bounds. 22-18, the Hatters within 3. The Trojans have kind of fell apart here in game 3 if they, well, I guess if they were ever really there to begin with, but very good effort. But the Hatters has come back, and that's a terrible serve. Looks like Wigington slipped or something. Miscue, and Mariano's back in the game, the libero. Lang will serve. She's been in the entire time, the libero, of course, for the Trojans. And it is the inbounds. It was a close one, a nice serve. It's 22-20. Hatters close, but not there yet. Tipped up by Mariano. Lozier to Fisher. Great save there by Lang. Lang's going to have to get on it again. Hits it back. Mariano's got it. Set by Ward right over the net. Mariano back on the Hatter side. Fisher again. Kept in again by Lang, who's been making some fantastic plays tonight. And Bombas can't get there. It's 22-21.
Yeah, Wissahickon is not going to give this one up easily. Really making it tough on the Hatters now as they try and close out this game. The freshman Eunice Chung back in for the Hatters in the center of defense.
It's a net, 23-21.
Seems like there's a misunderstanding with the Wissahickon coach. Unclear what it's about. Looks like it could have something to do with scoring or with substitutes. Samamic in to serve. Rachel King also in for the Hatters.
Hatters going to close it out on the serve by Samanic. Tipped up. King's got it. Samanic's going, and Fisher's going to tip it over. And the Hatters are 1 point away from sweeping the Trojans. After a very hard-fought, match overall, especially game 3 here. The Hatters trailing a good amount of it. But here's the serve. Samanic, this could end it. Here it is. Kept up by Lang. Hit over the net. Oh, yeah, he's got it. Fisher stays in. Hits up again. Mariano on it. And Fisher's going to have to hit it back over. Trojans are right there. Picked up. And they cannot keep it in play. Williams there on the bench. Thought the Hatters had that one. But they will, or the Trojans anyway, will live to play for another minute at least.
Yeah, Hatters just got to win one out of the next 5 points here.
Shakespeare on the serve. Picked up by Mariano, and whistle blows. Timeout was called by Young.
Yeah, 1 minute left, 1 point to go. What do you think Coach Young's telling to his team right now?
I mean, personally, I would think that he's telling them to refocus. I mean, they've had a couple chances just at the end there to win it, and they've had a couple of miscues. Just like he said to us in the pregame, he said there's a lot of emotion on this team, a lot of heart, but it kind of can get out of control sometimes, and that can start leading to mistakes. So he said every so often you have to refocus the group, and usually that works out. So I'm assuming that's what he said there.
Yep, just 1 point to go. I think he's trying to instill in them that killer instinct, trying to tell them that this is your game now. Yeah, it's the Hatters' game to lose now. Don't want to give Wissahickon one chance.
On the serve is Shakespeare. Hit up by Mariano. Samanic. Fisher for the win. Blocked. Hit up again. Samanic again. Fisher. Back over. Lang's got it. Set up by Shakespeare. Hit over by Carter. Chung dive. Now King for the win. Hit back over, and the Trojans bring it within one. 24-23.
Yeah, the defensive specialists, Chung and Mariano for the Hatters, all over the place trying to clean it up for the for the Hatters to set up a good chance to score, but Wissahickon resilient.
Serve again by Shakespeare. Picked up by Mariano. Zmanek is there. Fisher. Hit back over the net, and the game is over. Serve went into the net. It got close there at the end, but the Hatters take it 25-23 in Game 3 and win it 3-0 over the Trojans. Overall, a very good performance by the Red and Black. A lot of miscues that we talked about, but once you said those times Coach Young said he'd have to refocus the team, he did, and they had no problem getting the job done.
Yeah, that's right. This looks like a team that's confident, a team that's very talented, obviously, and hopefully when they get their taste of the playoffs, they can rise up to the moment, because that was a good performance, I'd say, from the Hatters.
Looking forward to it. Definitely some things to clean up. A lot to be happy about as they head into Friday's game against Upper Dublin on the road. It'll be a big division showdown. So that's it for us. For tonight's director, Bob Anderson, technical director, Jack Cuiffitelli, my partner, Mr. Stevens, our entire crew, Ben Zollers, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on HHTV. Have a great night, everybody.